Well today. Hope everybody's staying safe. As always, welcome to Facebook Live Saturday morning. And if you're watching this in replay, you're very welcome as well. So today we're going to talk about a bit of a spring clean. Probably a bit of a strange topic to talk about around mental health. But, you know, research shows us that it does have a very big negative effect on your physical and mental health if you have a lot of clutter around, if the house isn't clean. So, you know, they've researched it. As always, they will research anything and everything to see how it impacts us. So they've done that. Lots of research here on clutter and how it affects you, how it affects your physical health. And I have done another blog on how, you know, emotional and mental clutter can also affect you. So if you want to check that out, that is on the website at www.DBpsychologyservices.com. So let's get on to it. Now today I'm going to talk about the impacts, the negative impacts on having physical clutter in our house, and what that does to us. And what I'm going to say is just a small amount of what they've come up with. I've only picked out a few of the main points from the research to give you and to highlight for you. So the question I'm kind of posing to people this morning is, perhaps Granny was right. The spring clean was a good idea. Maybe you can think about this yourself. Have a think about it. Maybe these decluttering ideas. I know there's a big push for decluttering and recycling and upcycling and things like that, which is great. Absolutely supported. But maybe there's a thing to them. There is something in the background to them. So have a think about it. Go and have a think about it. So the first way it's going to impact you. Now, this is going to be all negative. It is all negative, I'm afraid. Clutter in the house is all negative. Keeping things left lying around untidy, it's going to be definitely impact you on a negative manner. So the first one is it's going to impact your self-confidence, your self-esteem. Why would it do that? Why would having clutter around me do that? For the simple reason, we think we're failing at being an adult because it's triggering an awful lot inside us. It's triggering those, those thoughts, those memories, the feelings of, basically, go tidy your room. This being given out to you over not keeping things clean. So if you cannot keep things organized, you cannot keep your house or your where you're living clean, then that's you're failing at being an adult. That's what it is. That's how it is. It's a kind of a very subtle thing, but it does trigger it up even subconsciously. We start to feel, oh, we're failing here, and it's a very subtle one, but it does happen. So as a result, then that impacts your self-confidence, your self-esteem in a very negative way. 2, you're more prone to anxiety and stress, and for the simple reason, which is another point I made, is but they're all tied together, is that your stress levels go up. If you're surrounded by an awful lot of clutter, constantly having to walk into rooms and see that there's a mess, that there's clutter, it actually puts your stress levels up. So therefore, when your stress levels go up, you're more at risk of increasing anxiety and depression. And the reverse can be true. If you start to clean up, you start to tidy away, start to declutter, start to recycle things, because the clutter, we know for a fact that the clutter can have a really negative effect on our mood as well as put those stress hormones up. So that's even for nothing else, to reduce your stress levels right now as much as possible, and that's what we want. Maybe having a good old clean out and a spring clean might be a good idea. It'll help lift you a bit, help lift your mood a bit. Number 3, health and safety. Of course, it's going to affect you in terms of your physical health, your physical safety. We're more prone to have accidents and injuries. Our immune system is more likely to be compromised as well, because we're not able to clean around clutter or clean as effectively around clutter. And allergies, if you've got allergies, of course they're going to go up. They're pretty obvious ones, I think, for most people. Number 4, it's a big time waster. You know, we have this, we let things go, we've let things run along, and then we have to clean it. A huge amount of time then has to be spent actually doing it. Time that we could be maybe spent better elsewhere. You know, you're using your free time instead of doing something for yourself, something maybe with your family, something on the fun stuff. You're then spending it cleaning all the time. You're constantly cleaning. That's very negative. Even psychologically, that's very negative, having to do that. You know, a way around that, and one I've used myself when I've done, and I, you know, if you've read the blog, you know, I've let things go, in the office this year, is to 10 minutes a day. Like, just set a timer on your phone, do 10 minutes a day, and whatever you get done in that 10 minutes, that's it. And over the course of a week, a room will be done. You know, guaranteed it'll be done. So we have to think in terms of less clutter means less time spent cleaning, therefore more time on, you know, the fun stuff, things we want to do. Self-care, I'm always promoting self-care, you know, hobbies, interests, family, friends, making connections, more beneficial, things that are more beneficial to your mental health than cleaning. 5, it impacts your sleep. Of course it's going to impact your sleep. And this is on a couple of different levels. One, it'll be psychological. You know, you've got that nagging feeling, I have to clean this. You know, you walk in a room, you go, oh, I have to clean this. Well, if you walk into a bedroom, you know, and you have to tidy up, you have to clear away some of that. Maybe you have to declutter the wardrobe or something. It's that nagging sensation in the back of your head. Well, it's not, you know, it does, you know, impact you, and therefore impacts your sleep because your brain can't shut off properly. The other way it's impacting you, and we're going to go back to stress on this one. If you've already had a really stressful day, and then you walk into a room, and your bedroom in this case, where you're supposed to be able to relax, where you're supposed to be able to just calm down, relax and go to sleep, and you're faced with more work, what is effectively, oh, I have to clean this place, it's more work, then yes, then it's going to be, you know, oh, I can't relax, I can't sleep properly. So it really is off-putting, very much off-putting. 6, it affects your relationships. So if you're living with somebody and there's a lot of clutter in the house, and we've known this, even as kids we knew this, you know, this goes back to the memories of tidy your room, clean up your toys, we have this. So it creates tension. If there's clutter lying around, you know, it does create tension. It can be very overwhelming with the amount of work that you have to do and things that need to be cleared away constantly. You know, there's nagging going on between family members, maybe there's rows breaking out, arguments, you know, you're not helping enough, you're not, you know, you're not doing your bit, you know, you're treating me like a maid. And you could feel like you're being treated by a maid, like, you know, like a maid, by, even if you're living with a group of other people, they may not be, you know, if you're house sharing or something like that, you can still feel like you're the maid cleaning up all the time. So, you know, again, it's going to cause tension there in those relationships. It's going to cause tension in the family relation, the family dynamic, and, you know, arguments and that going forward. So, yeah, it's going to impact you negatively there too. That's all, as I said, that's all about the physical clutter. In the blog, I've linked out to a blog I did a while back on mental and emotional clutter, and that it, you know, we can and we should from time to time maybe do a little bit of a decluttering there too. So there's a link in the blog for the original, this blog, for that, and there is a video as well if you just want to catch the video instead. And as always, the link to this blog is in the description below, and also if you want to work with me, there is also a link in that blog where you can make that appointment. So I'm going to leave it there for today. Hi Deirdre, as always, thank you for watching. Thank you to everybody who watches live, and thank you to everyone who watches in replay, because I know there's an awful lot of people that watch in replay on Facebook and on YouTube. So I will see you all next week. Be safe, look after your mental health, and I'll talk to you then.